Well, hello everybody. John Grimsmo here, bringing you vlog number 4. Right off the bat, I'm not in love with the word vlog. Ever since I first heard of it many years ago, I always thought it was a dumb word. I realize it's getting very common and popular now. But I am looking for suggestions on an alternative word to rename this series, because one guy commented that all these suggested videos on the side are just other people's silly vlogs, and maybe that's just the nature of this beast. You're not going to watch this vlog and be linked up to manufacturing videos by nature. I don't know. I really like the Inside the Mind of John Grimsmo. I did one video on that out in my orchard. That's just kind of a mouthful to put at the end of every video, but let me know in the comments. Let me think about it. Beautiful day today. It's warm, Friday. Super pumped to get into work today and crush it before the weekend. Blade show's coming up, so I might actually have to sneak in some weekends here if my wife allows me. This video, I want to talk about who I am listening to. Because for the past 2.5 years or so, I've been on a big self-improvement kick where I want to be the absolute best version of myself that is humanly possible. So I'm reading, I'm learning, I'm talking to people, and I'm trying to apply a lot of the things that I learn. So right off the bat, I watch a lot of YouTube and listen to a lot of podcasts. And there's about four guys that I listen to kind of regularly, and I always check in on them and see what they're doing. Kind of motivation, inspirational wise. Tim Ferriss, who's author of The 4-Hour Workweek, Chef, and Body. Always been a big fan of Tim. I realize that some of his methods and theories are kind of controversial, but in the end, he's a really smart, really helpful guy who I really look up to and admire. He has a podcast, and he's had over 100 episodes, or maybe 200 episodes, I forget exactly, and he's interviewing some of the top efficiency experts and tech guys and Governor Schwarzenegger and actors and sports people and just the top of the top, and he's trying to tease out of them why they're so good, and he's always asking very good questions. So there's four Tim Ferriss podcasts that I highly recommend if you're anything like me and you're kind of interested in this kind of stuff. The one with Peter Diamandis, there are actually 3 with Peter Diamandis. Look him up. Fantastic individual, has some amazing thoughts. It'll blow your mind. So there's 3 with him. One of them is a team up with Peter and Tony Robbins, who is another guy on my list. Tim Ferriss did 2 interviews with Tony Robbins, I believe. They're both fantastic. Huge fan of Tony Robbins. And then 2 other podcasts from the Tim Ferriss show are Naval Ravikant, tech guy. I forget exactly what he's famous for, but billionaire, investor. Oh yeah, he was a big investor in Uber and many other things. Incredible thoughts and theories on life. I definitely recommend you listen to that. On happiness, some excellent theories on happiness and how to strive for it, and how not to strive for it, and how to accept things as they are sometimes. And then the one I'm listening to right now is with Rowe, who was the host of Dirty Jobs. What a fantastic individual. And it suits me perfectly right now because I'm trying to develop my presenter skills. A week and a half ago, I gave 3 speeches in 3 days. And before that, I've only ever given 2 speeches my entire life. One a year before that, and then one 16 years before that. So I'm trying to improve my speaking skills, my engagement, my linguistic skills with this vlog / podcast, whatever it ends up being. And Rowe is probably one of the most amazing narrators and presenters and just talkers ever. He has such a way with words that's just hilarious. I'm really, really enjoying the podcast. It's hilarious, and Tim and Mike get along very well. So that's excellent. Segue into Tony Robbins. I've always been a fan of Tony Robbins. Most people are. Some people don't like him, and I don't understand why. I think he's a fantastic individual. He only wants to do right by the world. And every time I listen to him speak, I'm motivated and taught something that I didn't know. I'd love the chance to meet him one day, but it's not like a bucket list goal. I just think it would be amazing. So on YouTube, there is tons of content for Tony Robbins. He has his own YouTube channel with a lot of excellent short clips, but the gold is really in other people's channels. And you just search for Tony Robbins and all the suggested videos come up, and there's like hour and a half long talks from his like Date with Destiny seminars, and they're just fantastic. Like, you read it, you watch it, you get goosebumps, and you're like, yes, I can do it, I can take over the world. And as an entrepreneur, I need that kind of motivation to, not to get me out of bed in the morning, but to keep me on task, because I'm a tinkerer. I love to just dick around and waste time. And watching stuff like this on a semi-regular basis keeps me grounded in that I need to do production. I need to be profitable. I need to be doing the right things, not just anything. So, yeah, I mean, Tony Robbins is a wealth of information. And also, as a presenter, he's just amazing, because he can just talk forever. And there's never any pauses, there's never any things. He's been doing this forever. He's met like 1 million people, literally. And amazing fellow. Two other guys that are less known than Tony Robbins, but that are also insanely fantastic. Probably my current favorite, this changes all the time, but my current favorite is Gary Vaynerchuck. Go on YouTube. You're on YouTube now, obviously. After you're done watching this, I'll link them up in the description. That's a good idea. Gary Vaynerchuck is a marketer, social media expert, although I say that term lightly because who can actually be, but if anybody is, he is. He has a show on YouTube called the Ask Gary Vee Show with over 200 episodes, 18 minutes long, where viewers ask their questions and he answers them. It's a giant Q&A. And this dude is full of some of the best entrepreneurial knowledge I have ever heard. And I've been deep into this stuff for a while now. And he's giving it all away for free. He's not asking you to sign up for his course, his extra. He's not trying to upsell you anything. He's written 4 books, and like once every 50 episodes he'll ask you to buy a book, and I've bought 3 books, but I don't feel bad about that. I don't feel like I was guilted into it at all. The books are full of amazing information as well. The amount of content that he is putting out that is fantastic and helpful for entrepreneurs is just nuts. If you're starting your own business, if you run your own business, blah, 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 you have to be watching Gary Vaynerchuck, because it will change your perceptions on social media, on interacting with customers. He's got a book called The Thank You Economy, which is thank your customers and they will keep coming back, but do it in a genuine and extremely deep way, as opposed to just not, just accepting that they'll keep coming back. It's the whole customer for life theory. Now, segueing into that, who I actually heard of before Gary Vaynerchuck, Andy Frisella. He has an excellent Instagram account, very motivational. He is the kind of person that will kick you in the butt until you do it. And he has a podcast called the MFCEO, which stands for the Mother Bleeping CEO. And he curses like crazy, which is hilarious, and I don't mind it whatsoever. He's very much like Gary Vee. He's been, drinking the Gary Vee sauce for many years in a good way, and it's just, I don't know how to regurgitate what they do and how they say it, but you have to watch it. It's a podcast on the MFCEO.com, and it's always entertaining, always informational, and you finish listening to it and you're just like pumped. You're like, yes, I'm gonna crush it today. I am gonna go out and dominate the world. And as an entrepreneur, you have to feel like that every day if you're going to succeed. Of course, you're going to have down days and depressed days and all that crap, because entrepreneurial ventures are difficult. Of course they're difficult. And both Gary and Andy Frisella are very real and very conscious of how hard this stuff is, especially Andy Frisella, because, you know, he's been at this for 16 years now. He's just a bit older than me. He's in his mid-30s. And he sells supplements, sports nutrition supplements. And he's developed a $100 million business from nothing. And he always talks about how he was sleeping on a piss-stained mattress in the back of his store for 10 years. Well, not sleeping there for 10 years, but, you know, basically being broke as bleep for 10 years, growing this business as I was growing our business. And he's very real to how hard it is. But now he's got a $100 million business. He drives fancy cars because he loves cars. He's got the life that he wants, and he earned it, absolutely. So it's really empowering and fascinating to watch these guys. And they always make fun of, you know, the ballers on Instagram just posting pictures of, you know, a bed with a pile of cash on it. They're like, that's not real. That's not entrepreneurship. That's like fake. That's the image that everybody's trying to portray about entrepreneurship. It's not that. It's hard. It's a struggle. If you define it to be worth it, then it is worth it. And I absolutely agree that it's worth it. You know, my wife and I, we've been broke for 10 years. And now finally, with Eric coming into the business, we've developed something that is starting to make money and has huge upside from here on out. So fantastic. Yeah, well, got my little cheat sheet here if you keep seeing me looking down. And lastly, my good friend John Saunders. He has a YouTube channel, Saunders Machine Works, NYC CNC. Fantastic individual. We have an amazing amount in common. We're the same age. We both have a beautiful wife with kids. We both have our own business. We both got the big shop this last year. We're really similar, and I really appreciate his friendship. I just went to his house a weekend or two ago, and we chat. We have a video chat every Friday morning, 7 a.m., never fail. We've been doing that for a few months now, and it's like therapy for us. You know, we're in the same boat, more or less. I make knives, he does job shop and training and instructional stuff. But yeah, it's like therapy. We get to like tell each other our problems and help each other figure it out, and, you know, teach each other things. It's amazing. So it's good to have that connection. Like I said, I think in yesterday's episode, I don't have any friends locally that I'm close with. I really don't. But I have Saunders, I have Southard, I have my brother and my dad. We're really close. But I don't have like buddies close by. So the fact that I can have this connection with Saunders is very, very special to me. And he actually called me up yesterday and he's like, dude, I love your vlog. I just saw it. Can I do it too? So I'm calling you out, Saunders. You better start doing it. Yeah, so I do watch a lot of YouTube, but it's all educational. It's all business. I watch very little entertainment YouTube. You know, sometimes I'll get stuck watching movie trailers because I love movies. But the fact is, I get maybe enough time to watch 3 hours of TV a week. I looked up the national average. It's 5.1 hours a day of television. And I'm considering television as entertainment. TV shows, movies, and I maybe get 3 hours a week. I love movies, but I might get to watch one a weekend and maybe one show. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was about all this content that I'm downloading into my mind. The Tim Ferriss, the Tony Robbins, Andy Frisella, Gary Vaynerchuck, all fantastic stuff. But I've come to realize that it's not any one piece of information that is like a gold mine. Sometimes it is, like it clicks when you're right place, right time, and it just makes sense in your brain. But it's the global perspective. It's when I watch all these 4 guys and I hear them say the same thing, and then it's like, oh wow, these are 4 people that I highly respect, and they're all telling me to do this, well, okay, then it kind of makes sense. It's like putting all your trust into one person can be wrong for you. You might not be the right personality style to understand that, but when you start to hear similar themes among very successful people that you look up to and admire, then that's when it really starts to make sense. So I guess I'm saying diversify your input. And it takes time. It takes content. It's like you can't read one book on any subject, whatever it is, and expect to know everything there is to know about it. I mean, that's why the internet is so big and broad, is because when you're researching something, you can just research it forever. And you keep gaining to your knowledge base. So anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm literally driving in circles now, but those are the points I wanted to get across. This helped a lot. Hopefully I wasn't like staring down at it too much. This is a learning experience. I'm sharing the ups and downs with you, so bear with me for acting like a fool sometimes and like looking down at the list all the time. But you know, I'm trying to be honest. This is very real for me. And it's exciting. It's interesting. One more point. It keeps me accountable, because saying all this stuff to you guys is very fun and very uplifting for me, and it keeps me accountable by I have to do good. I have to be successful. I have to do the right things and not waste time and like do the wrong things. So yeah, I like that about it. It's cool. Anyway, I'm super excited for today. Maybe I'll film some actual videos, some shop content. Maybe not, but I should. Anyway, see you guys. It's Friday. I don't know if I'll be doing weekends. I might not. Let's put it as a wild card, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.